Hey everyone, I'm NornQueenAlexis and welcome back to the channel. Today I have Andrew with me, otherwise known as...
Big Vic.
Sorry, that is still funny to me. And today we are taking a look at the order convictions, as well as the mortifiers, which I think is actually a really cool name for them.
Yeah.
These are the close combat / shooty long range penitent engines, which is a weird concept. Then we have this chick, who is the girl on the bird sled.
Okay.
She's the sister superior of the Order of Unmartyred Lady.
Okay.
Do you know what a sister superior is? Well, I'm going to tell you. Okay, so a sister superior is actually a sister in charge of 10,000 sisters of battle. She is the overarching matriarch, like quite literally. And so under her is sister lieutenants, and then canoness lieutenants, then canonesses. Canonesses only take charge of certain amounts of sisters of battle when they go out for a crusade. And then if the crusade needs assistance, they take in a lieutenant, or it's the other way around. I might get these two confused. I do apologize if I do. But it is actually cool how the sisters go to warfare. So it's cool to note that we have this brand new character who I had to look up, and she doesn't actually exist.
Oh, they just created her for the book.
Yeah, so the 3rd edition rulebook has a saint that was the original sister canoness superior, and then she went away, and then one of the canoness superiors, one of the canoness lieutenants was Mariel Sabathiel, and that happened. And then we also have the Red Gobbo. Like, I just wanted to sneak him in there.
I like the Red Gobbo.
The Red Gobbo is pretty cool. So, right off the bat, I do want to say this. Some of these are way better than other ones. Actually, I'm going to take this sweater off. Boop. Yeah.
It's warm in here.
No, it isn't. It is warm enough that I can take off my sweater.
It is warm in here. It's above 60 degrees. It's warm in here.
No, if it's below 70, I'm freezing. Anyway, do you want to read our Martyred Lady?
Yeah,
Just the rules.
So, gain 1 miracle dice at the end of any phase other than the morale phase in which any phase in which any units with this conviction were destroyed. This is in addition to any miracle dice gained at the end of a phase in which a character unit with the Acts of Faith ability was destroyed. In addition, when resolving an attack made by a model with this conviction, add 1 to the hit roll if 1 or more models from that model's unit have been destroyed in this battle, even if they have subsequently returned to the battle.
So, funny thing about this, there's an ability that lets you shoot on a 5+ when you die.
Right.
But it also triggers after this one. So you die, get 2+ ballistic skill, and shoot back. And if that unit is entirely destroyed, they go through 1 at a time shooting on a 2+.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, so it's actually ridiculously good for like Dominions and Min Squad units, because as they die, you'll get points for them dying. You'll also be able to field a lot more of them, and yeah.
I think technically the first one does not get the bonus. All the ones after that get the bonus.
Yeah, that is true. That is
the one
true.
Weirdness.
Yep. But it is kind of cool to gain multiple miracle dice, especially with Sisters of Battle and how they're going to be played. You're going to see a min of about 6-7 characters at minimum. Yeah. Well, I mean, let's see. You're going to have 2 Dialoguses right off the bat. A Canoness, the Canoness Superior, Celestine.
Yep.
Are going to be mandatory. You're going to need a priest. He doesn't actually have the Acts of Faith, so it doesn't count.
He doesn't have it?
No, he doesn't. They took it away.
So the priests. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, the priest, missionary, and everything else doesn't have it. But if you go to the index and take Uriah Jokobus, he has it. So actually, I think he just has Shield of Faith. Yeah, he does. My bad.
Oh.
My bad. Hobo to Shotgun is not in this codex and makes me sad. It actually hurts me deeply.
It's an old model.
I know, but it's Hobo with a Shotgun.
It's a 2nd edition model. He hasn't had one since.
That is Hobo. So is Mephiston. Like, okay, yeah, he's getting updated. But Dante also. Just saying, Dante hasn't had an update.
Yeah.
Oh, there's fine crap, but we don't count that.
Yeah. I'm hoping he doesn't disappear.
So I'm really, 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 really digging on the Martyred Lady. It actually benefits me because all my sisters are Martyred Lady. And it's just solid.
It's good. Because getting extra miracle dice is amazing.
Yeah. Because those guaranteed 6s, especially on damage or Overwatch.
Or even guaranteed 1 on a
morale.
Or like it's a 3. Oh, I need this to hit. This 3 is good enough.
Or, you know, those desperate last stands with your one sister who needs to pass a save.
Mm-hmm.
Boop! She's good. And then your opponent looks at you like,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
And you get more throughout the game. It's great.
Yeah, so with Modern Lady, you're averaging about 4 a turn because you're getting, you're killing a unit, you're doing you're gaining 1 from Celestine, and you're gaining 1 from, more than likely, just a turn. So you're gaining 3, and then just doing various things like getting a character killed.
And then this is an addition.
Yeah.
So you can probably get...
I'm thinking on average, Martyred Lady is going to have 3 to 5.
Per turn?
Yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah,
it's going to get insane. And I honestly think right now, Martyred Lady is probably going to be the best.
Yeah.
So let's go with Valorous Heart.
When a model with this conviction would lose a wound, roll a d6 on a 6th wound is not lost. In addition, when resolving an attack made with a weapon with an armor penetration characteristic of -1 against a unit with this conviction, that weapon has an armor penetration characteristic of 0 for that attack. Whilst a unit with this conviction is under the effect of a Magifier's Tale of the Stoic ability, weapons with an armor penetration character of 2 are also treated as having an armor penetration characteristic of 0 for resolving attacks against this unit.
It's okay.
That's actually pretty good.
It's pretty good unless you're going up against like Stalker Bolters and Centurions.
So non-Devastator Doctrine Stalker Bolters are -2.
Yep. Which is
So
really good for this because they'll
really
just bounce off.
Iron Hands Flyers, they're
all their weapons are -2.
They're mostly -1, and then they become -2.
And they don't ignore cover, so this one's actually good against Marine meta.
So this is actually pretty good. And then forcing a 3-up save.
Not even. If you're on terrain, you're getting a 2+. You're in power armor.
Even better. And then 6-up Feel No Pain. It's getting there.
Yeah, so with this, I would suggest like large units.
MSU still works.
Well, MSU is still the best way to run Sisters, in my opinion. Yeah. It's the best way to run Marines, too. It's kind of the best way to run anything in this edition except Orks.
You want 1 unit of Intercessors in Space Marines. You want 1 10-man because you can rapid fire to them.
Yeah.
So that's good. But other than that, yeah, it's MSU.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I played a game yesterday where I kept my chaplain in reserve. And then I realized that when he comes in, you can't do the singing because he's in reserve.
Yeah, it's at the beginning of the round. Yeah, it's... I actually, when I played my game yesterday, I was playing against an Assault Chaos list. And I'm like, oh, something weird's going to happen. So I outflanked one of my Lehman Russes. And then I realized I ended up just putting it in my backfield behind my army.
Yep.
And I'm like, that was wasted. Oh.
One of the big things that Sisters are going to lack is deep striking.
Did not.
You have Seraphim, but their weapons are 12-inch. And their Inferno Pistols are 6-inch.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, so it's like you don't do that unless they have ability to boost the range of their weapons. And even then, they're not worth it.
No, I can see build for them, but not deep striking. They end up becoming kind of a scout unit.
Yeah. Sure. Well, what I used to do with them is they had a 3+ invulnerable save, which they made sure to correct and make sure that they only have a 4+, which sucks.
4-up is still fine.
Yeah, but toughness. Yeah, toughness 3 though does hurt them.
Yeah, they're one wound.
Yeah, so it's the same with the Seraphim. They all have power swords and they're Sisters, and I'm just looking at them like, these look cool, but without a 3-up invulnerable save, they're not that good. I still think they're really good for bogging down a unit though.
Yes, they're very good. They're very good for just living.
Bogging down a tank.
Yeah, anything that's not great in melee, right? So,
or aircrafts.
Ish.
Like you can hit an aircraft with them. You can keep up to smacking it. Oh no, because they fly, they get away from that.
They just fall back.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to hit an aircraft that has like 1 wound left.
Yeah. Yeah, you can...
picking off targets. You want to go for the backfield stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they run around on the flanks. I feel like there's got to be a stratagem, not that I know, but I feel like there's got to be a stratagem to give them +1 to their save or +1 to their invul.
Yeah.
Because they spend that in every codex so
every
far.
single codex.
I could see, I I could see there being something along the lines to make them super, super tanky.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, we haven't seen the codex just yet. We have 2 in the store. We're just waiting to go and get them, which I have to do at some point. I have to check if I have enough for it, because I still have to buy the set. But Valorous Heart is definitely good. Valorous Heart compared to Martyred Lady.
They do completely different things.
Yeah.
I think that Valorous Heart is the Imperial Fists of Sisters. They sit there and they live. Actually, I guess Iron Hands. Actually, it's Imperial Fists, ironically, that are the sit there and live. In spite of the fact that this is plainly supposed to be some amalgamation of the Salamanders and the Iron Hands.
Yeah, I could see it. I could see it.
So I could see, especially with the armor saves.
You're going to want to put out like Retributors, Heavy Bolters, or actually the Multi-Meltas. The 36-inch Multi-Meltas are insane with these girls. And them having a 2+ and having...
Sorry.
Oh, it doesn't actually say infantry.
It doesn't say infantry, it's everything.
Oh my god, it's their tanks.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it doesn't say infantry, it's everything.
Ooh.
That's good.
That is really good.
That's good.
Yeah, because that's their freaking their repressors, that's their immolators, rhinos, exorcists. Now
they might not get, because it's conditioned upon the, what is it called? The tail of the
Magifier's tail.
Yeah, I think that affects only infantry. They only get half, 2/3 of
but still
the conviction.
The not -1 is still good against
the not -1 is pretty good. That's not what you're shooting at tanks.
No, you're shooting AP -4.
Yeah, or -2 or -3. There's a lot of -2 that's 2 damage now. If the Magifier does work on tanks, then it's amazing. And if it doesn't, then it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Although it feels like the Magifier is just too much of sniper bait.
I mean, have you ever seen, like, have you played against Iron Hands?
Yeah.
Those 6-ups mess with your math.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've played against Orks with the 6-up.
They mess with your math.
And it's like,
yeah.
But then again, I'm used to running the 6-up because all sisters, regardless, have a 6++. And it really throws you off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Bloody Rose. Bloody Rose actually took a nerf. So when resolving an attack made with a melee weapon or a pistol weapon, that's new, by a model with this conviction, that weapon's armor penetration characteristic is improved by 1 for the attack. 0 becomes AP -1. In addition, add 1 to the attack characteristics of model made with this conviction during the turn in which they were charged, or performed a heroic intervention. So before, they actually had the +1 strength. They don't have that. So they're only strength 3 now.
Right, but this applies to all of your characters.
Well, it did before.
Right, but attacks is better. If you can give someone, like, a mace, then they're strength 5, they're wounding Marines on 3s.
It's good, but, like, it's just those one characters. Like, the Canonesses never had problems in close combat.
So maces are AP 2 with this as well, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving Space Marines a 5-up save. So they have what would be a t-shirt.
Again, what was one of the biggest problems that Sisters had was they need the +1 attack. They need the +1 strength, really, is what they need. That strength 4 makes a huge difference for a squad of 15 Sisters getting into combat with something. And doing statistically average versus doing piss poor.
Yeah, I feel that, so there's not a ton of infantry right now, but right now there's a lot of flux going on with Space Marines changing the meta every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
I still think this is going to be good if you're running, let's see, Repentia, Seraphim, Canonesses characters. Celestine doesn't benefit from these.
This is a character spam.
Yeah,
You're doing Hero Hammer.
Yeah, you are. Also, with the Canonesses being able to take multiple different weapons, as of right now, we can still take the Eviscerator on Canonesses, but that'll be going away with Legends, unfortunately, if Legends is still a thing.
It hasn't been mentioned for a while.
Yeah, it really hasn't. So there's more than likely something else that gives it +1 strength bonus. That is also in here. Actually, I think I know exactly what it is. That floating sarcophagus thing that the Sisters have with 6 girls walking around it with the bolt pistols. I'm talking to you as if you know what this is, so you could at least nod.
I've never heard of this.
But it is something that gives an aura ability, and it's like a chariot for the base size.
Okay.
That gives an aura ability of +1 strength.
Oh, okay, that'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Also, is that conviction specific?
Yes. So let me see if I can find it really quickly as we go through all of this. There's the mortifiers. A lot of people talk in my Patreon chat. This is actually general chat on my Discord. See, we should probably show what that damn thing looks like. Ah, there it is. And we'll be talking about this too.
Oh, it's a character. Okay.
Yeah, this is a ridiculously good character.
What? Is it
So,
Bloody Rose or?
No, it's all of them, depending on the
oh,
order.
they all get to take it, so they all have a timeshare with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for the Bloody Rose, it's add 1 to the hit rolls. Okay, so it's just add 1 to the hit rolls, so they're hitting on 3s and 2s, depending on them, which is still pretty good.
Actually, that's really good because if you have if you have an Eviscerator, you're -1. You're adding 1 attack, then you're adding 1 to your hit.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually really good.
Yeah. We'll go through that in just a second.
Yeah.
So I think Bloody Rose is good, but it did take a nerf.
I think it's Seraphim spam.
Seraphim and Repentia is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that these affect sisters and not they might. No, they just affect sisters. They're not going to affect the Ministorum units.
Right.
So, Ebon Chalice. Ebon Chalice was actually really good in the index.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked Ebon Chalice. I always took a Vanguard is the elite one. I think that's the elite one.
Yes.
I always took a Vanguard with 1 Canoness and 3 Amagifiers. Strictly for the Ebon Chalice because it was +1 to the Acts of Faith prior to this. So let's see what it is now. When a model with this comes, I cannot speak. Conviction loses a wound as a result of a mortal wound. Roll a d6 on a 5+. That wound is not lost. Hey, that's actually to do with their more zealotry nature. I really like that. The more Puritan. In addition, when you would perform an act of faith or a model or an act of faith for a model or a unit with this conviction, you can discard 1 miracle dice. If you do, 1 miracle dice in use in the acts of faith is considered to be a 6. So you're using 2 to
get a guaranteed
1.
6.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, the ones you're getting rid of are, oh, those 2 ones I don't need. They're a 6 now.
Yeah, so that's
amazing.
That's really good, but I think just spamming more seems a little bit better.
Melticons.
Yes, but I still think spamming more is better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we'll see, right?
I'll definitely be running both.
Like how you got to see, like, if you have enough miracle dice to be getting those 5s and 6s.
Yeah.
Even with Martyred Lady, because if you don't, then you switch over to Ebon Chalice.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you're getting, like, let's just average it, you're gonna get 3s on the dice. It's still really solid.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that makes the miracle dice work is the variance on a d6.
Yeah.
5s and 6s are kind of the same thing. 1s and 2s are kind of the same thing. 3s and 4s are, I don't want to miss with this.
Yeah. So I still think it's good. But Ebon Chalice is definitely going to be that that sneaky one that might be better.
Yeah.
Like,
I can see that.
It's going to take a lot of people by surprise.
I think it makes a good ally.
Unfortunately, you do lose it if you ally.
So it's, okay, so it'll do something. Who knows?
So a lot of this stuff is specific if you take sisters.
Like only sisters?
Yeah. Well, sisters and Ministorum.
Okay, so it's
sisters.
Sisters, yeah.
Oh yeah, you can also take an Inquisitor in that. I should want to do a full review on those Inquisitor rules.
Inquisitors are good.
They are good.
Super good.
Yeah, like out of nowhere, they're ridiculously good.
I already have an Inquisitor in every list.
Like, yeah. Because of the psychic defense as well as the abilities they bring is insane. And the weaponry they bring is actually fairly decent.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'll be running Rosalina Lockwood in a few lists. Because I'm a jerk. I like her. Granted, we both know that Kotias is like the best, isn't he? Is it Kotias?
So I don't tend toward using a lot of Psychers. I'll tend toward using 1 to 2 Psychers because I don't really like psychic heavy lists.
I do.
So I'll stick Codia's in as. I'll stick Codia's in
I'm good.
to a list because he casts 3 powers, and I often play a Crusader. So whatever the Crusader is charging, because Crusaders are a melee giant with guns attached. So you shoot something, and then you
now
say
you are talking about the Crusader being the Imperial Knight, not the Crusader being the guy with the sword and board.
Yes, the Crusader Knight. So Codia's will go, that can't overwatch the Knight going in. And then he goes in and steps on it. And he also shot something to death. So he's killing, or he's taking down 2 units a turn.
It is quite insane, actually.
It's fun.
Actually, how does that work with the Tau's greater good ability?
If they cannot overwatch in the first place, it never triggers.
Oh, ooh, that is...
It's literally a 90-point model of, hi Tau, bye Tau.
The only problem is getting it across the field.
The Knight?
No, the Inquisitor.
He can deep strike.
Oh yeah, you have the Terminator one.
Oh, he just has, like, an ability to deep strike.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Because I'm thinking of the ones on...
He also gets to shoot when he drops in. So he's like, he chucks an eagle at you when he comes in the movement phase.
Can we just talk about how Kotias has been broken ever since he came out?
He's not broken, he's just underpointed and overpowered. And broken.
I mean, in 7th edition, he was insanely overpowered.
Yeah.
Remember the 9 quad mortars?
He still has that ability, but it's Overwatch.
Yeah.
Which means it's broken with Iron Hands.
It might be broken with Sisters, too.
It might be.
Yeah. So we're up to Argon Shroud.
This one's simple.
Yeah. When a unit with this conviction advances, it can fire ranged weapons as if it... it can fire without... yeah. It's the move and shoot one.
Yeah, you can advance with assault weapons and not take the -1.
Oh wow! Wait,
oh no, never mind.
Actually better.
You can fight. You can fire everything as if it was as if it was an assault weapon, and also not take the -1.
Yeah.
So they're Talon, but better.
Yeah. The problem is, like, I'm looking at this, and I'm
this
looking
is good.
It is solid. Depending on what the ability of the Dominions are, this one might be the best. Because if Dominions still have their Vanguard movement, this one's not needed.
Oh, yeah.
Because every other sister is just going to be midfield by turn 1 and never move. It's actually, it's one of those funny things where everybody's like, oh, you use it on Repentia and you put it inside a vehicle. And it's like,
yeah.
Actually, because of poor ruling on Forge World's part,
oh God, what?
This actually affects the repressor, which is a modifier which affects the girls inside, meaning that you can move, advance, and fire with all of the girls inside as if they didn't move.
Yeah.
There you go, everybody.
Just as a unit. Just as a unit.
Oh, that is so good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so that one's really good for a mobile force of repressors, just with retributors inside, just barraging the enemy with shots. And you can even take, like, you take repressors with this. You don't take anything else. Immolators are only half as good as a repressor. Even with the Heavy Bolter edition, they're only half as good as a repressor. And you just stick all of your heavy weapons, all of your special weapons in there, and you go party boats and go up the field.
Yeah, I've seen that a few times, and Index Sisters did that very well.
Index Sisters were so good.
They could take down, I mean, I play guard most of the time, so I'll have like 60 to 120 models on the table. And they'll kill 30 a turn.
Yeah.
Like, easily.
They'll kill 30 a turn plus a big tank.
Yeah, if you don't box them out right.
Yeah, well, it's like they'll take the risk of still shooting at the tank because that tank, it's going to die. Yeah. They have 15 meltaguns in your face turn 1.
Yeah.
It's... I don't remember the statistics, but I think it was like 12 to 14 wounds.
What?
For the 15 meltaguns against a
3-up meltagun is about 2.1 wounds tank, something like that.
Yeah. It's still a crazy amount of wounds.
So it's like 5 you got like 10-ish.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of variance in that.
And then
D6.
yeah. And then of course, you know, there's even more variance once you apply the reroll.
Which is just in your favor.
Yeah.
So it probably just increases the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So with that, that's what we're thinking. Repressor Rush.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Actually, with all of these, I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, it's all Repressor Rush. It's just that's the best Repressor Rush, right? Like that one. What was the name of the one we were just looking at?
Argent Shroud.
Argent Shroud is like the best Suppressor Rush, and then like
Actually,
probably
Bloody
Rose. You're more scared of what's inside.
You know what the funny thing about Bloody Rose and a Repressor is? It goes to 4 base attacks, which means it has 12 attacks when it charges.
So it's a battle wagon.
It's a strength 6, hitting on 5, AP minus 2.
Oh, because the +1 to hit. No, it's
still minus 1.
Yeah.
But still 1 damage, and it's crazy how many attacks a Repressor gets.
It's getting there.
So Bloody Rose and Argent Shroud, depending on what's in your vehicles,
yeah,
really, really, really depends on how you're gonna do this. I'm actually liking these 3.
They're
Actually,
fun.
I'm liking 4 of these. I'm liking Martyred Lady. I'm liking Argent Shroud. I'm liking Ebon Chalice, and I'm liking Bloody Rose.
Like I see myself playing Ebon Chalice personally, because
Yeah.
I am the type of person where the 6 is a 6, the 5 is a 5. Those 2 1s are now a 6.
Yep.
And that's huge. I'm also a person who doesn't like variance in dice games. So
Anyway, Sacred Rose, your turn.
when a morale test is taken for a unit with this conviction, no more than 1 model can flee. In addition, after you perform an act of faith for a model or unit with this conviction, roll 1d6 on a 5-up, you gain 1 miracle dice. It's
okay.
Doesn't say once per phase.
No, it doesn't.
That's okay, that can be broken.
Wait a minute. Roll a d6. After a unit performs an act of faith for a model or unit in this conviction, roll a d6 on a 5. No, it isn't.
Yep. In addition, when resolving an Overwatch attack made by a model with this conviction, they hit on 5 or 6. Okay, so I might be playing Sacred Rose. If Miracle Dice, the rule itself, says you can never gain more than 1 Miracle Dice per phase, then it overrides this.
Yeah, then Sacred Rose goes from being good to bad.
Which I think it does.
It does. You can only gain 1 a phase.
However, it might have to be fact whether or not this can ever come into effect.
Well, okay, so the weird thing is, you can only gain... Alright, let's actually look this up really quickly.
Because that's a...
Warhammer Community... Fiston looks so cool.
He does! He looks so cool!
Look, finally, some good art that doesn't make him... That it isn't that Imperial Fist guy.
Right?
Oh my god, it was so bad.
Oh yeah, it's been sitting there for like a month.
Where is it? I think it's this one?
Part 2 sounds right.
Yeah.
It might be 1.
Yeah, it might be part 1. It is part 1. Part 1. And it should be... There we go. Read that.
Okay, so you gain 1 miracle dice at the beginning of each battle round, and you gain 1 at the end of a phase if 1 or more of the following conditions are met 1 or more times during that phase. So this does not inherently, because those are all conditions that don't matter for this. So you gain 1 at the beginning of each battle round. You can gain 1 in each phase from each if 1 or more of those were satisfied. It does not stop you from getting more miracle dice.
No, it doesn't.
It does not say you can only gain 1 miracle dice per phase. So Sacred Rose works.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Depending on how many times you can use a miracle dice in a phase.
I don't know if that counts as an act of faith.
It does, I think.
Oh, that's an act of faith, is using a miracle die?
I think so.
So on a 5-up, you get your miracle die back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't terrible.
It's actually not bad at all.
No.
It's a new roll, because it's a new miracle die.
Yeah. So it is pretty good, but I still think Bloody Rose and Ebon Chalice is a little bit better.
So every faction that's had Overwatch on 5s gets a stratagem for Overwatch on 4s.
Oh.
Everyone.
But Sisters is so spaced out.
Yeah, and there's a lot of flamethrowers, but like a Overwatching on 4s Melticon.
And guaranteeing it with the miracle dice.
Even better.
Yeah.
Right? So you can now use a 5. You can now spend it. I mean, we don't know this for a fact, but like you can spend a CP, then you grab a 4, then on a 5 up you get it back.
Yep. And keep in mind, this is just theory crafting.
Yes.
We don't know anything for certain, so just keep this in mind.
I am the king of theory crafting.
Yes. Okay. So all in all, which one do you think is the best?
I like Sacred Rose, I like Ebon Chalice, and I like Martyred Lady.
So Sacred Rose. You don't like Bloody Rose? It's too variable on the opponent's army.
I think it has play. I think you're going to play Hero Hammer. I think that if you want to play Hero Hammer, you play Bloody Rose.
So this is taking 3 Canonesses, taking Celestine. Celestine doesn't benefit from this, but taking Celestine, taking the 2 new characters, and taking the Xeraphim, as well as taking the Repentia.
Yeah.
So you have an entire close combat army and plenty of priests to spread out the +1 attack. So you're actually getting +2 attacks.
And then the rest of your army is Seraphim.
Yeah. Just to try to stay alive. And maybe
And
6 squads of troops because they're 45 points.
Maybe. If it fills it out, I could see 3 detachments, just HQ spam, Penitent
Engines don't benefit from this.
Okay, so
Limit a storm.
So yeah, then you have the what are the girls with the eviscerators again?
Repentia.
Repentia. So you'll have an HQ spam detachment. You'll have a Repentia detachment, and then you'll have a Seraphim detachment, and you'll have 6 CP. Have no problems with that because you're mostly just using your miracle dice, and just
can we talk about that for a second? The fact that this army isn't reliant on command points
at all.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll have CPs, right? And I guarantee you they're going to do cool stuff, but I'm not feeling a need for them.
That's the cool part. It's
They're
like
nice.
It's like the CPs that you're going to be using are the one that boost out the 36-inch multi-melta.
Right, and that's the thing. Like when you can just go, oh look, a 6, and you just pick it up and just put it down on the table.
Yeah.
That can scare people.
Well, like think about my Canoness right there, Canoness Kane, who's equipped with an Inferno pistol. When I can just go, oh, she survived combat because they survive combat. They always survive the first round of combat. I can just go 6 free wounds.
You can do that. You can have a bunch of 4-ups because she has a 4-up invul.
She has a 4-up invul.
So those 4s, you can just use those for your invul. 3s can be guaranteed hits. 2s, I don't think anything can use those. 1s
Actually, no, the 2s can be used because if you get Bloody Rose, Martyred Lady, I mean, you can hit on 2s.
Okay.
And with the other one, which pluses 1, I forget which one it is, but you can actually use the 2s on that. It's literally just the 1s, and the 1s can be used for morale, which you're never going to use because morale is not important in this game.
If you're doing MSU, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're going Bloody Rose, you probably do a bunch of 10-mans.
Yeah.
So you do use your 1s.
Yep.
Which increases the utility of the Miracle Dice, which is good. You're not going to have as many. Sacred Rose gets more back.
Yep.
You have Martyred Lady that just gets more. And then you have Ebon Chalice that gets better utility out of them by taking away variance.
So by that, are we saying that Valorous Heart and Argon Shroud are not the good ones? And ironically, they are actually good.
But they're good.
Yeah, see, so this is the complete opposite problem than the Index. Where the Index, it was everything was bad except Bloody Rose and Ebon Chalice.
And I could see builds where you sit there, because, I mean, the default is going to be our Martyred Lady. And you're going to have a build, because it's going to have this new unit you just bought or whatever, and you're going to go, I think I'm playing Valorous Heart today.
Yep.
Or I think I'm playing Argon Shroud.
Everybody, just so you guys know, don't worry what your girls are painted as. Just tell your opponent what rules you're using. 9 times out of 10, they won't even have any idea what their color scheme is.
They won't know.
So, with that, we have gone over the chapter tactics.
The order convictions.
Yeah. Yeah. So, let's take a look at the mortifier. Actually, this, it does have Adeptus Sororitas. It does benefit. Suddenly, these became a hell of a lot better. So the reason that I was saying that they didn't is because in the index they were Ministorum only,
Interesting.
and they didn't benefit from that. So Penitent Engines just got a hell of a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Do we have a points value?
Unfortunately, no, but
Okay.
3 is probably around
60 points.
Yeah, 60 points.
Yep.
9-inch movement, decent movement.
It's okay.
12-inch plus 9-inch is what? 21 inches. Turn 1 plus 8-inch charge to get all the way across. No, 3-inch charge to get all the way across if your opponent took line.
Yeah.
So this thing can get into combat turn 1.
It's a vehicle. Okay, that hurts.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so it's kind of tough, but not massively tough. It's got 5 wounds.
Which is pretty good.
It's got 4 base attacks. English is 4 up. Okay, so on a 4 up, it explodes when it dies.
Which can also be useful.
Yeah. Within 1 inch.
Well,
no, the reason why that's good is because you can spam them out on the table. You avalanche them into your opponent, and you know they're not going to pull you up.
Oh, that's actually really, really good then.
The no reprieve when a model with they have a 6-up feel no pain, which cannot stack with other feel no pains in the game based on FAQ. And then Blaze of Agony, when you choose this unit to shoot within your shooting phase, you can choose for heavy bolters that models in this unit are equipped with to have a type characteristic of Assault 3. That's interesting.
Ooh.
Or for heavy flamers to be equipped with type of Pistol.
Ooh.
That's good.
That pistol is going to be insane.
So you charge in, you use an assault. So you run, you use assault.
If you advance, you can't charge though. So this thing's gonna have to take line.
They gotta have a stratagem for that. Not that we know. So yeah, it looks like the one where you can shoot and advance. You
still can't charge.
It doesn't say it only you shoot as if okay. So
but still, with a 9-inch move plus 12-inch taking the line, being right on that line, it's only a 4-inch charge. Turn 1 if your opponent took line. And even if they didn't, it's not that far of a charge.
Yeah, it's really not.
No. So there is a chance that this thing is getting into combat turn 1. Unless you do like Hammer and Anvil, you're even at 24 inches
away. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, you're still getting in turn 1, turn 2.
Turn 2. You're probably
guaranteed turn 2.
Yes.
Okay.
5 up, 4 up.
So heavy bolters, heavy flamethrowers, we know what these do. Penitent buzzsaw blades, plus 3 strength, so strength 8, AP minus 3, 2 damage. 2 damage is so bad.
2 damage is good.
I don't like 2 damage.
2 damage kills Marines. 2 damage also at strength 8.
Yeah, it's wounding them on 2s.
It's fine.
Yeah, it is actually pretty good. Never mind. That was my
battle cannons are D3.
If the bearer is equipped with 2 of these things, they make +1 attack. So 5 to 6 attacks with a priest nearby, 7 attacks from one of these things.
Get them there.
It's pretty decent.
Penitent flail looks interesting.
So strength 6, which is still good.
It's good enough.
It's going to kill infantry. It's going to kill heavy infantry too.
Mm-hmm.
AP minus 2, which isn't bad. 1 damage. I don't like that 1 damage.
We're not. Keep reading.
Okay. Make 3 hits for... Yeah, it is a triple hit, so this thing is...
It's a stomp.
Yeah, this thing's making a ton of attacks. If it's equipped with 2, make 1 additional attack. So...
Which means you get 3 hit rolls.
So is it 3 hits per attack?
You get 3 hit rolls per attack. So you're getting 20.
No, 21.
23.
Oh, damn. No.
Sorry.
You go up to a base of 7 attacks.
I'm multiplying it by 4 accidentally. So it's 4 base, 5. You're probably going to get 6, 7 somehow?
Yeah, because Priest and Bloody Rose.
You get 21 attacks per model.
Holy crap, these things are good.
It's a lot, yeah.
Wow, good thing I have 7 of these things. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to put flails on them. Or I could just say that they're equipped with the Penitent Flail, and then people will be like, it looks like a buzzsaw, and I'll be like, yeah, you'll be flailing all around.
That's fine.
My logic to it.
It's fine, it's close enough.
So the weapon options are, it can be equipped with, it can actually be equipped with both, which I think is cool, but I personally don't think both is good. I think equipping with the same weapon twice is the better route for this.
So it doesn't, you don't know what the point values are on the flail versus the buzzblade.
Yeah.
If the Buzzblade ends up being cheaper than the Flail, then they are always tank hunters. And if the
Yeah.
Penitent Flail ends up being, or if the Flail ends up being cheaper than the Buzzblade, they are always screen clearers.
Now, here's the other cool thing. The buzzsaw or the flail doesn't matter for the weapon equipped at a hand, which I think is cool. Because you can equip it with heavy flamers.
I thought it was one or the other.
Yeah.
Oh.
I still would go with the heavy flamers.
I like the bolters personally.
Oh, yeah, see, you gotta like the bolters.
Because they got 36-inch range.
Yeah, but if you are moving and advancing and charging, let's just assume that there is a advance and charge stratagem.
So if there isn't, then you can move and advance.
And still shoot.
And still shoot full efficacy?
Yeah, and a 3+ ballistic skill is actually really good.
Yeah, so you're getting to the point where...
But the pistol!
Charge them, please!
The pistol.
Right, but you have to wait. You can fire them.
So you get up close, you blaze 2 squads that you're not going to hit, and then you charge into the last one, or you clear that screen out, and then you charge the thing that you're mainly after.
Oh yeah, you just choose. So you choose for them to be pistols.
When you're in combat.
While you're in combat, you choose for them to be pistols anyway. It doesn't matter. It never does anything bad to you.
You know what's actually really cool? If you're in combat with something that somebody tried to screen you with and you clear them up, that thing will be close enough to consolidate into another unit.
Maybe, yeah.
So that's something really we have to really look at. Also, these things are stayed in 3s. So they are actually a squad.
Yeah. So they would just
can contain up to 5. Holy crap! Could you imagine 15 of these things running at you?
Yeah.
I think I know my next list.
Yeah, and they have no invul, right? Because they have.
They don't have Shield of Faith, so they do not have an invul.
So they don't have an invul. They have a 4-up save. The sergeant has a 3-up save, and that's the only stat that's different.
Yes, it looks like it.
That 6-up Feel No Pain is interesting.
They're gonna die.
And I think that's the point. But I think
they also get the stratagem. These things.
Yes, because they are sisters.
But you are going to be using this one if you're using them.
Yeah, you're going to be using Bloody Rose with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
More attacks. Who knew?
So what are we saying on this? Out of 10.
I don't have a point value.
No, like assuming right now with all the information we got, I'm going to say about a 7.5 out of 10.
I think they have the potential to compete with Assault Centurions. So I'm going to give them an 8.
Ooh. There you guys go. All right. All right. I'm digging this. And now we got Junith. Go ahead. Try.
Eureka.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Eureka.
Eureka.
Anyway, Eureka. She's the chick on the swan boat.
Okay.
I mean, it's a swan boat. Let's see if we can actually get a picture of her really quickly. Look, this guy right here.
He's just running off into it.
He is having the happiest time of his life.
He's prancing. That is a positive prance.
Yeah, it is. All right, so we do have a picture of these somewhere. Still hate the nipple tassels.
I never saw that.
Until I pointed it out.
Until you pointed it out.
Yeah.
In the same way that Twisted Tea tastes like Band-Aids.
You just ruined everything for everybody. I don't know where she is, but I have a picture of her somewhere. She's the chick in the swan boat with the 2 heavy flamethrowers underneath her.
Of course.
So 10-inch movement. That's amazing. That means she's keeping right up. And she also has a +1 to invo saves for a max of 4 up, which is incredible.
We're getting there.
Yeah. Max of 4 up, though.
Right.
And it doesn't affect vehicles, which hurts. The old Shield of Faith used to protect vehicles. Funny enough, Repressors still have Shield of Faith. Just stating that. They still have a 6-up invo that might be able to be benefited. She has 2 heavy flamethrowers, and she has the Mace of Chastisement. That's what I'm calling it.
Castigation.
I know, but the Mace of Chastisement is an actual weapon from the older codex.
Okay.
That's pretty much exact same thing.
It's just the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So +2 strength, strength 5, AP -1, 2 damage. actually decent.
It's a mace, right?
She's
Like a
not
character
gonna.
mace.
She's not gonna be the one charging. She's gonna be the one letting you charge into her to
She is
blaze.
later on.
Yeah, she's gonna be hitting weakened units, but we do have to remember that she is Martyred Lady. Okay.
Okay.
So no other tactics, just Martyred Lady. She's a Rosarius for a 4+ invulnerable save, which is really good. Reroll to hit rolls of 1.
And wound rolls of 1.
And wound rolls of 1. So it's weird that they didn't give the Chapter Master keyword to her. You know, the Chapter Master ability to her.
She has Canonist Superior in her keywords.
Yeah.
But she does not have the rule of
So it's
being one.
probably a stratagem somewhere.
Yeah, and it'll probably be like a Chapter Master, right? It'll be like, if you don't have a
Yeah.
Canonist Superior in your force, then use this
Yeah.
thing to add that keyword and add this ability.
I'm thinking
and I bet you
that's
it's
the
gonna be
keyword.
And that's going to be, it's
Yeah.
going to be Fiery Conviction. Which, Armor Lady, yeah, so...
Because they're hitting on 2s.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, so they're hitting on 2s, rolling 1s, wounding on 3s most of the time, depending on what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It does not say in Assault, so it's just all the time,
Mm-hmm.
which is really good. 6 inches, it says units. Okay, it says units, not models. Yeah,
She's good. She keeps up with tanks, and she boosts everything around her.
she's a character below 10 wounds.
Yep.
So you're not shooting her.
And she's only like that big.
Oh, okay. That's
So
why she's T4.
Yeah, she is tiny.
Okay.
I would prefer T5, but the normal is T3.
She's T3. Yeah, she's a T3 person on a super jetpack. Super swan back.
Does she have? She has fly.
Yes,
So she
does.
can smack aircrafts out of the air.
Yes, she can. She swings 4 times. She's going to swing 5 times, 6 times probably. Right?
Yeah,
Depending
with
on your buff auras.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
All right, so let's see what else she has.
She
Increasing. She does explode within 3 inches, so it's not that big of an explosion.
It's not. You might accidentally get caught out.
Whatever. She has 7 wounds and a 3+ save.
Yep.
Overall, I think she's pretty solid.
Yeah.
That buff aura is going to be almost mandatory.
I just thought of the use for like 1s and 2s and miracle dice. Explode dice when you don't want them to explode.
Oh yeah. That's actually really
Huge.
solid. Yeah,
it's
it is.
potentially huge. There's been, you should know, the last time you shot at one of my tanks and blew up half my army.
Yeah. Or the last time somebody shot at my dreadnought and blew up my entire army. Because literally, he wounded everything down to like 1 and 2 models.
Oh,
and then it exploded and did like 3 wounds all around and just killed everything down to 1 man. And I'm facing Slanesh and I'm just like,
oops.
Yay! I'm dead.
Game over.
Yeah, it was a brutal game, but that was a good one. You can check that one out on the channel actually. She explodes, which is cool. She has a bunch of keywords, including Imperium. Imperium. I just like the Imperium keyword.
I would hope.
Soup.
Yes, she does seem soupable.
Yeah,
because she has a bunch of abilities that maybe you do lose your conviction, but I can
it's
still
worth
see
it.
using this.
Yeah. Overall, I think she's decent, not great.
I think she's not quite an auto-include.
Yeah. It really depends what the Canoness has, because we don't have a jump Canoness.
Right. And
this is the closest thing to a jump Canoness.
Like, it might be Junith and Celestine holding hands as they run down the middle of the board, right?
Surrounded by tanks. Yeah.
Also, the invulnerable save to friendly Adeptus sororist infantry models. Okay, specifically infantry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the kicker. That's the kicker right there.
Yeah.
All right. So, I think she's good. I'd give her about 6 and 7.
I give her a 6.
Okay. Yeah.
And then in some builds, she's going to be like a 9.
Yeah, it's weird that she doesn't have anything for guaranteeing you miracle dice.
I don't think they're going to.
No.
I don't think they want you getting guaranteed. I think they want it to be hard to get a miracle dice because every time you lose a model in a unit, you're rolling the d6, regardless. So other armies, when they can't possibly fail, are not going to roll the dice. You're going to roll it because you want to see if you get a 1. In which case, yeah, right? You want to be putting as many situations out there to where you can. It's characters dying.
Yeah. It's all of that cool stuff.
All that cool stuff. So it ends up piling up.
So this thing is a sarcophagus that they are carrying Also, there's a
18
train.
wounds.
Yeah, 18 wounds for no reason.
18 wounds. Okay.
Um,
T3.
It also has 6 bolt pistols because the girls next to it all have bolt pistol. It has the martyred sword, or whatever.
Okay.
So it has a strength 6, AP -3, 2 damage sword. When the bearer fights, no more than
Yes,
4 attacks can be made with this weapon.
14 attacks.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's literally a squad of women walking around this thing.
But is the martyr's sword like a sword like popping out of the thing?
No, it's just the one in charge of the parade that's carrying this thing.
Is
the one
just
with
a
the sword.
BA.
Yeah.
It just because I feel like that's just she has 14 attacks.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, they parade through her, or around her.
Oh, no more than 4 attacks can be taken.
Yeah.
Okay. We're
But
good.
still, that's 10 attacks at strength 3.
It's a lot. Yeah,
It's-
strength
it's-
5. Relic weapons.
No, because that's only 4 attacks.
No, relic weapons.
Oh God, they have relic weapons.
They all have relic weapons.
Oh my God, this thing's amazing.
It's great.
Okay, so
Okay.
so far we're off to a really good start.
Yeah.
Attacks 14 is insane.
Infantry, can you go down?
We're gonna check.
It's infantry.
That's
Mhm.
really good.
Mhm.
It's also a character, but that doesn't matter.
It's 18 wounds.
Yeah, so Axe of Faith, Sacred Rites, Shield of Faith. So it already has a 6+ save. It has a 4+ invulnerable save.
And resolving an attack made against this model. So it has -1 to hit.
That's
Just
insane.
getting there. It's not
Uh,
insane anymore because most reroll wounds have gone from reroll failed to reroll hit.
That's fair.
So it's going to get rerolled, but you're taking a pip away, right?
Okay. Morale test taken for friendly Adeptus Sororitas units within 6 inches of this or auto passed.
Which is bad in an army that wants to roll the die.
Yeah. This model cannot embark on board a transport.
I can only imagine why.
Did you know when Karamazov first came out for this edition,
It was an infantry model.
he was an infantry model that could board any vehicle?
Yeah.
It was hilarious. They had that big queue then, and then when they did the second wave of the indexes, they just snuck that in.
He's a vehicle.
Yeah.
Now, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it was still really funny. There were still some indexes out there where he is just an infantry model. I think that's hilarious. Alright, so do you want to read the relics?
Relics of the Matriarchs. This model has a number of relics as detailed in the damage above. It goes from 5 down to 2, I think.
Yeah.
Each relic grants this model an ability as follows. This model can only have 1 of each relic. When this model suffers damage that reduces its number of relics, select which of the relics and their abilities this model no longer has. If this ability regains lost wounds, that increases its numbers of relics. Select which of the relics and their abilities this model regains. Okay.
Oh my God, this thing's a lot better than I thought it was.
It has all of these.
I thought it had 1.
It has all of them.
Oh.
So, Censor of the Sacred Rose. At the start of each turn, gain 1 miracle die.
Wait, which one is that one?
It's the first one.
Oh wow, that's one.
Yeah, it's
At the start of each turn,
that's
gain
relic.
1.
Each turn, not each round. Each turn.
So you're already gaining 2 with just nothing.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, we're not done.
Okay.
Simulacrum of the Ebon Chalice. At the start of your shooting phase, roll 1d6 for each enemy unit within 6 inches of this model. Okay, adding 1 to the result of the unit being rolled for a Psyker, and 1 to the result if it's Chaos on a 5+. Okay.
Wait, for each model?
The unit being suffer for each enemy unit.
Okay, this model.
Unit
Okay.
for this, yeah. Because I'm assuming it's all on one base. It's not like, a mech gun where there's a bunch of Karats around it that are not models, but they're kind of models, but they're not models.
3+ to deal D3 mortal wounds to a Chaos Psyker.
There's not a ton of them. If you're within 6 inches of them, I don't think you're ever going to get there.
No, it's if you're assaulted.
If you're assaulting, this is
No.
on your lines.
No. If they're assaulting you. That's
The
what I'm
Psyker
thinking.
is going to be 18 inches back.
Yeah, it is. So I think that's going to be one of the first ones you get rid of.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Petals, I mean, it's good, right? Like, if they chuck, like, a Demon Prince at you,
Oh my God.
you're just kind of like, okay, that's fine.
D3 mortal wounds.
And when does it happen? Start of your shooting phase. Okay. Petals of the Bloody Rose. Add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made with melee weapons by models and friendly Adeptus sororitas units, whilst their unit is within 6 inches of this, which is super good.
Now I'm going to assume it's on the chariot base, so it's about that big. Okay, that big.
I'm waiting for it to be on a knight base.
Well, yeah, that's the chariot base.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, the chariot base is a little bit smaller than the knight base. It's still an oval.
Yeah, it's the flyer base, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Still within 6 inches of that. It moves
Huge.
6. It's going to run, because you're not going to shoot with anything.
What about that frag grenade?
No, it has 6 bolt pistols. You're not going to shoot with them.
I'm not going to shoot.
Okay, so you're going to run this thing. You're going to get 3, so 6, 7, 8, 9, plus line. You're still getting this thing all the way up the board. So it's going to be right in range for all of your Repentia to attack. Just trail 1 back.
Yeah, the catch is you need to have a bodyguard. Also not done.
These things, plus that. They're going to be hitting on 2s.
It's really good.
The thing is
Really good. It's really good.
So far it's amazing.
So the problem is that it's 18 wounds.
Yeah, so it can't hide.
If it was 9 wounds,
Yeah.
it would be better. But it's 18.
Yeah.
Because it's T3.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of wounds really quickly.
Yeah.
But it might also...
But then you're firing melta-guns at a casket instead of your tanks, and it has a 4-up invul. And miracle dice.
Yeah, so you can guarantee some of those saves.
And technically, I believe you grab the miracle die after you roll.
Ooh, maybe.
I think. I ended up...
Okay.
I read something along the lines of the language on miracle dice technically has it so that when you're using the miracle die, you roll it and then replace.
So it's like the Tau Drone, where you take all the damage, you try to make the save, and then you pass it off.
I think.
Okay. Okay.
And actually, I don't think you take the save anymore.
You...
Because it's on a wound, not a failed wound.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think. I need to double check that. So where were we?
We're up to Valor's Heart.
Yeah, so Bloody Rose, good for assault, which is sisters.
No, it's just good.
It's...
Because literally, you're going to be around your characters.
That's fair. Yeah. Melee weapons. Okay. Icon of the Valor's Heart, once per phase. Okay, so this is happening a lot. You can perform 1 act of faith for a friendly unit within 6 inches. This has the acts of faith special rule, even if you already performed 1 or more acts of faith. What is an act of faith?
I think that's using the miracle dice.
So it's just but then you have to roll it to see what it is?
So you generate a miracle dice, it goes into a pool. The miracle dice are always there.
Right.
And then you pick from that pool to use an act of faith and auto-use that number.
So it's just an additional one that you can use.
Yeah, so you can use 2 saves if you really need to.
Okay.
Which is actually incredible.
Yeah,
So this thing gets shot at with 2 meltas. You go like this. I'm going to take my save. I didn't pass it. I passed it. I'm going to use an act. You're going to shoot me with the other melta gun. Okay, I'm going to pass it. And your opponent just goes like this. What the hell?
Yeah.
Like, seriously?
I mean, and even if it's before the roll,
it's still amazing.
It's amazing. Especially with a 4-up. Half your dice are magic.
Yeah.
Simulacrum of the Ardent Shroud. When you perform an act of faith for a friendly unit whilst it is within 6 inches of this model, you can increase or decrease the value of 1 miracle die used by 1 before you use it to a maximum of 6 or a minimum of 1. It is not cumulative with any other abilities that can increase or decrease the value of a miracle die. 1, not cumulative with other abilities that increase or decrease the value of a miracle die, means there are other...
So we now know the Dialogist has that ability.
Right, so that's already a thing. And 2, you can modify your pre-roll numbers.
Which also means all those 1s become 2s and become super useful.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So we have...
2s can become 3s or 1s.
We have 3 ridiculously good ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
It's enough that I think so. They have to have a bodyguard unit in the Codex.
Yeah, the Celestians can intercept on a 4+.
On a 4?
I think it's either a 2 or a 4+.
It's got to be a 3 or 2.
Yeah.
Because an Ogren does it on a 3. So I can't imagine that this are worse at it. Because an Ogren.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I have 2 Ogrens in every list right now.
Yeah.
Because They do that.
I think every guard player should have Ogrins in their list at this point.
Yeah, the Ogre Bodyguard, yes.
Especially with all the amounts of snipers in the current meta.
Yes, or else your Warlord just pastes.
Turn 1. Just
Every
gone.
game.
Just take him off the board. I don't feel like shooting.
Yeah.
So, I'm giving this thing a 9.
I give it a 10.
Yeah, this is an auto-include.
You're going to use it. You're going to have... I feel like there's going to be a very... It's 9 power, so it's probably in the 200 points area.
Yeah.
It's probably 165.
And even then, it's still worth it.
You then have to have a bunch of... How many units of Celestines can you have?
3.
Okay, so you probably have one max unit of them standing around it. Depending on how tall it is, you might still be able to just hide it.
Yeah, which is really funny. If this thing is just the size of Battle Sisters,
I think it is. It's just
you can just put 2 repressors next to each other and they can't see it.
Yeah. Even terrain at most stores, you can hide it. Because they're not
Oh
tall.
my god, in ITC, you can put this thing behind the L block in the middle.
Is it... It's infantry, right?
Yeah, it is
You
infantry.
can stick it inside a box.
Yeah.
Not that boxes... If you're on the West Coast, boxes occur. If you're on the East Coast, they don't occur.
Yeah.
But... Because I think it's like this unit is going to get used in almost every army.
I can almost guarantee that.
It's an HQ.
Yes.
So...
Which is actually really good because it's so you have your 3 canonesses. You have the name character now. You have this thing, and you have Celestine. You have 3 battalions already.
And you're probably doing triple battalion every time.
Yeah, you are, because the Battle Sisters are dirt cheap.
Yeah.
It's 45, 90, 135 for 3 Battle Sister squads. And then plus 2, what is it, 6, 12, 18, plus 18 points for Stormbolters.
That's the reason why I'm buying into Sisters.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, if I'm in a team tournament.
Wait, why buy into Sisters? Just play mine.
I'm also just going to, I want different color schemes. Many color schemes.
Lame!
Also, I like painting. But...
Well, don't worry. I have plenty of models for you.
Yeah, don't worry. We're going to be working on that. So...
I think it's an auto-include.
Oh, yeah, it's absolutely an auto-include.
What's funny is this is an auto-include, but she's not.
She can be.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to be. The fact that she's 7 wounds is interesting. She's really high wounds. She's probably one of the highest toughness models in your army.
Well,
4.
Yeah, well, toughness 7 for the tanks, but yeah.
I mean infantry, right?
Yeah.
Like Celestine is still T3.
T3. I don't know why. And these things are T5. And same with the Penitent engines.
Yeah, mortifiers are...
I wonder, is the Penitent engine going to have different rules? Or if it's all just mortifiers now.
Oh, Penitent engines are just... You can't copyright Penitent engine?
I mean, if you put a dash in between it, you can.
Still, that's weak.
It's GW. They don't even understand.
I'm
just kidding.
I think these are... Yeah, I think that's just what they are now.
Yeah, the mortifier.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I'm really liking this.
I think it's amazing.
I like the characters.
Yeah.
Also, we're going to be looking at one of these later today. The Codex?
Possibly. Yeah. Maybe, if we get it. Which is probably going to do now.
Yeah, right. Yes.
We probably should have done that a few hours ago.
Yes. Probably, well, I mean, this can be the pre-Codex, and then we can be fangirling.
Yeah, well,
and, well, no, you're going to hear screams. That'll be me.
And squeals?
That's still me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gonna sound like a surprise daughter. You know people are gonna look up surprise daughters now? They're adorable. Look up surprise daughters.
They're cute.
Alright, so with that, I think we are done here. We are going to be getting the Codex very soon and doing a full review of it.
Yeah.
So, with that all being said, I want to thank everybody for watching, everybody for tuning in. As always, I want you guys to check out all the links in the description down below. There you can follow me on all sorts of social media, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and even here on YouTube, which you should ring that bell thingy over here.
Yes.
Because that bell thingy actually tells you that I released a video instead of, you know, YouTube actually telling you.
Yep.
And you should also check out my Patreon. Patreon goes a long way to help supporting the channel, keeps my lights on, keeps my belly fed, and actually pays for him to get here. And you're an hour away. So, with that all being said, please check that all out. As always, I'm NornQueenAlexis.
Love you guys.
No, you're supposed to say your name, you butt. Anyway.
Oh, Andrew.
Let's try. He tried. I'm still training him. As always, I'm NornQueenAlexis. I love you guys. Bye. Hey everyone, do you want a cool shirt? Be sure to check out my Teespring. Link is in the description down below.